the snow-capped Himalayas. There are other mountains, other snows-capped mountains, but the Himalayas are incomparable. There is no equal to them. The Himalayas are simply the Himalayas. Gautam Buddha is simply Gautam Buddha. In the entire history of humankind, there is no other name as glorious. No one else has touched as many hearts as Gautam Buddha. Thought Gautam Buddha, more people have awakened to attain ultimate divinity than through anyone else. Gautam Buddha, Gautam Buddha teachings are unique, especially for those who are accustomed to things, contemplating and deliberating. People filled with love and emotions easily move towards the divine. But where are such peoples? And there is no way to artificially cultivate such feelings. Either you have them or you don't. One cannot depend such a spontaneous, a natural accuracy. A Buddha warned those who are most difficult to warn, people filled with thoughts, intellectuals, thinkers. People full of love and emotions easily gravitate towards the divine. They don't need to be guided even if no one tells them. They reach there. They don't need to be led, but they are a very few, and their numbers has been decreasing every day. They are so few that they can be counted on the fingers. Human development has been towards the intellect. Humanity is filled with the mind. Therefore, where Jesus fails, where Krishna influence doesn't work, Buddha does not fail. There are two Buddhas reached the innermost core of the soul. Buddha religions has been called the religion of intellect. It begins with the intellects but doesn't end there. The beginning is will intellect. The starting point is intellect, because that where a humanity stands. But the end is not intellect. The end is ultimate transcendence, where all thoughts disappears, all intelligence dissolved. Where is only the witness, only the pure witness remains, but the influence of Buddha immediately felt by those who are skilled in the contemplations of reflection. A new chapter in the history of humanity began with Buddha. 22,000 years ago, Buddha said things that still seem relevant today and will remain relevant for centuries to come. Buddha provided analysis, and the subtle analysis of offers has never been suppressed, and nor has anyone been able to replicate it since. He did not provide answers to life problems from scriptures, but taught the process of analysis. Buddha is the first scientist of religion. With him there is no need for a faith or belief. With him understanding is suffering. If you are willing towards, you will board. Buddha boards. If faith comes, it will be a shadow of understanding, but Buddha does not demand a faith before understanding. Buddha does not say believe what I say. Buddha says think completely analyze, search, find through your own experience, and then you can believe. All religions of words has placed the faith first except from Buddha. In all the religions, faith is primary, only then can you take the next step. Buddha said experience is primary, faith is secondary. If there is an experience, there will be a faith. If there is an experience, there will be a belief. Therefore, Buddha says there is no need to fear for faith. It will comes to the own with experience. You does not to bring it, and what you value can be imposed a faith have. Behind your imposed faith, you doubts will still be hidden. Even if you impose a belief upon yourself, disbelief will still stand behind it. No matter how strongly you want to believe, your convictions will be trembles, and you will know that what has not entered your experience you cannot truth accept, even you want to. Even if you pretend to be a believe, how you can true believe? Don't believe what? Say simply because I say it. Think completely. Live only if it proves true on the touchstones. Your own experience. Is it valid? What go it? Is it only true because say so? Buddha last word. Appodipa bhava. Be a lamp up to yourself. Be your own light. And what you see in your own light, what will you do then? If you don't have a faith, what will you do? Faith will arise naturally. There is no point is even discussing it. Buddha's religion in religions of analysis, but it being with analysis, it does not end. It ends in ultimate synthesis. Buddha religion is a religion of doubt. But the journey beings will with doubt, it does not end there. Its end is ultimate faith. Therefore, a great mistake was made is understanding the Lord Buddha, because Buddha speaks the language of doubt. So people thought he is skeptics. Even Hindu, the oldest civilizations of earth, couldn't understand him. Buddha must have been a unique, otherwise even the Hindu wouldn't have failed to understand him. Even the Hindu found the man is very dangerous, unsettling. The Hindu felt that the world would demolish all the foundation of religions, and yet this is a man who for the first time properly led the foundation of religion. Can any foundation be laid on faith? A foundation can only be laid on experience. A faith arises like the shadow of experience. Faith is the fungus of experience, and without experience, faith is a blind, and with faith that has no eyes. How you can reach the truth? Buddha performed a great act on daring. It's very easy to trust a person like a Buddha. There is a authenticity is a high. Every moment, every word he speak carries weight. His entire way to believe is self-evidence. Faith in him because easy, but Buddha said, don't make me your crutch. If you are a lame and Gautam Buddha is like you are walking with the support of my Krath. How far you will go? You won't reach your destinations. Today I am with you, but tomorrow won't be. Then you will have to walk on your own feet. Don't walk my light just because we will barely meet in the dark forest. You will be illuminated by my light for a short while, then our path will diverge. My light will be with me and your darkness will be with you. Create your own light, be a light unto yourself. This is the Dhammapath of Buddha. An analysis of how that light of experience can be created. There is no demand of faith. There is no need for faith either. That's why people call a Buddha an atheist. Because Buddha didn't even say that you should have a faith in God. How can you have faith? If you knew, you would already have a faith. You don't know in this ignorance. How can you have faith? And even if you built a faith in your ignorance, it will be a building constructed with the bricks of your ignorance. How can you can all a temple of God? You would have built its own fire. Death must have threatened you, so you grasped for support. Life must have seemed to be simpling away, so you conjured up a fantasy. You haven't. But is there a fulfillment in these fantasies, in these belief built on fear? This is previously what cripples humanity. This what puzzles people. That's why Buddha didn't talk about God. H.G. Wells said about Buddha that is difficult to find such a godlike person and such a godless person are together on earth. So godlike and so godless. If you go looking for a divine qualities, when you will find a more divine qualities than in Buddha, so godless. And yet so devoid of God. He didn't even talk about God. He considered the word itself impure. He didn't utter this word. Don't misunderstand this to mean that Buddha was anti-God. He didn't utter it because that ultimate word cannot be uttered. The Upanishad, the Hindu Upanishad says that nothing can be said about God, but they still manage to say something. Buddha didn't even say that much. He is the ultimate Upanishads. The Upanishads don't go behind him. Where the Upanishads end, Buddha began. Yet he didn't say this much. He could not restrain himself. The God is without attributes, so he made without attributes into an attributes. He said that God is a formless, so formlessness becomes his form, but he could not remain silent. Even the sages of the Upanishads spoke. They should have preserved that a treasure in silence. But when opened, it was worth of 2 pennies. It was something that should have been said, because whatever you say will be wrong. Even saying that God is formless is wrong, because formlessness is also concept. It is also connected to forms. Even If it is a opposite of forms, it is still related to forms. What does the formless means? Whenever you try to find a meaning, you will have to use the forms. What does without attributes means? Whenever someone asks for definitions, you will have a bring attributes into the definition. Such attributeness is quite important. Who definitions requires a bring in attributes, and what kinds of formlessness is that which required bring into the explain it. No one spoke more than Buddha, and yet no one is more silent than Buddha. How much Buddha spoke? Where researchers investigate, they say how it is possible that one man spoke so much. They fear that much of it is interpolated, added by others. Nothing interpolated. Not everything that Buddha said has even been completed. He spoke a great deal, and yet no one is more silent than him, because whenever he shouldn't have spoken, he didn't say a single word about God. He even risked being considered an anesthetist, and to this day people consider him an anesthetist. And yet there has never been a great believer than him. Buddha is a great believer. It is not possible to say anything about God. The Buddha said something by remaining silent. He gave a hint. A great Western thinker, Winston, wrote in his unique book that regarding that which cannot be spoken of, it is best to remain completely silent. That which cannot be said must not be said. What cannot be said should not be said at all. If Winston has encountered Buddha, he would have understood. If Buddha had understood Winston's words, his words have simply and give his approval. Winston too was considered an anesthetist in the West. He wants an anesthetist, but if something cannot be said, it's better not to say it. If saying it spoils, saying it makes it wrong. Even the Lao Tzu, in the first verse of his Tao Te the King, that truth cannot be spoken, and whatever is said become untrue. Yet he still said many things about the truth. Buddha did not. You might ask, then what did Buddha say? Buddha didn't say a single word about health. He only analyzed and diagnostic illness and prescribed the remedies. Buddha said, I am a physician. I am not a philosopher. I am a physician. Will analyze your illness, diagnose it, and suggest a remedy. And when you are cured, only then will you know what health is. I will not say anything about that. Health is no, but it cannot be described. Illness can be eradicated. Illness can be understood. Illness can be created. Illness can be treated correctly or incorrectly. Buddha religion has been called Nihilism's religions. But do not, but don't think about a discuss on emptiness ends. Buddha is like towards a peak whose ultimate summit is invisible to us. Our eyes can only see too far. Our vision has its limits. Our necks can only crane so far. Our ability to look up is limited, and Buddha risked into the distance. Far away, a snow-capped peak beyond clouds. His beginning is visible, but his end is not. Many has spoken, many has analyzed the eliminates of humanity, but none with such prescriptions. People have spoken beautifully, use profound symbols and metaphors, but Buddha was speaking is unique. His style of experience is extraordinary. Whoever hears him once, who captivated, whoever meet his grace, even one could not longer strive. Whoever received even a glimpse of Buddha had their life transformed.